everybody. Once again, it's time for Off the Top Sportscast. I'm John, and that guy right there is Roy. Roy, I have our topic of the day, but first, please hit the little like. Please hit the little subscribe. It's somewhere down here or here, maybe over there. And please comment. We love to hear from you. We love to get back with you. And we want you to talk to us because we want our minds to be changed. Nothing makes me happier than somebody making a good argument, a good discussion point, and making me change my mind. That makes me very happy because that means that we're really, really thinking about sports as opposed to just holding on to what we believe. So our topic of the day is Kyrie Irving and his legacy. So Kyrie, we know, let's just go back to the fun days of Kyrie when he came in with Cleveland.
Miss that guy.
Huh?
I miss that guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's an incredible talent. And nobody can say that he's not. He's one of the most talented, gifted guys that we've ever seen. You know, handles, shooting, off platform, getting to the basket as his size, making other guys better was a key component of him in the beginning of his career. And then there was a switch. You know, what do you think about Kyrie when he first came in, when he first got drafted as that young guy in Cleveland?
Well, the good thing about Kyrie, he's done a lot for smaller guards. He's only 6'2". A lot of teams are, you want a 6'4". Of course, they want bigger as a point guard. He's got incredible ball handling skills. But not only can he be a point guard and distribute, but he draws so much attention because the guy can make buckets. So when he went in with Cleveland, LeBron, that was the ultimate 1-2 punch. They had, I think, a great squad. I think when he left, he wanted to show I'm just as good without LeBron.
Right.
And I'm not saying he's not a great player. He just wasn't that good without LeBron. He went to the Celtics. And what do you remember about that?
Well, he got to the Celtics, and that team was kind of set up to win. They had the two young players already, Jaylen Brown and Tatum. They had gotten what they thought was the answer in Gordon Hayward. And remember, he had that gruesome injury to his leg that on the court, very, very, it was either in preseason or it was like the first or second game of the season in Boston. And that changed everything. The next year they said, well, we need to go get, a guy. And Kyrie was there. And when they went and got Kyrie. I think when Kyrie went to Boston, Kyrie in Cleveland was very much trying to make it all work. He was really trying to make it all work. He got that championship when LeBron came back. And then I think he was like, it's time for me to get mine. I got that championship under my belt. Let me go make my legacy. And he just wasn't ready for that. He wasn't ready for other young egos that were just like him. He had come from Kevin Love, who was a guy who was, just trying to get his championships. I'll do whatever you want me to do. I just want my championship. Channing Frye, who was a big man who was just happy to be here. Hey, I'm contributing on a championship team, baby. Whatever you need me to do. You want me to shoot 3-pointers? I'm a 7-footer. That's what I'm going to do. And then LeBron, who we can say a lot of things about LeBron and his legacy, but he's always been a facilitator. So he's always going to make you hit you in the right spot to make you look good. I don't know if anybody gives their teammates an easier bucket than the way he does because of the attention he's drawing, plus the great quick decision making and great passing. Then he went with some young guys who all had these egos. You know what I mean? And it just was not working. He was not.
Think about it. Let's break it down. Hold on. You said it's not working. But think about when he won with the Cavs. What did he have? He had someone who was better than him.
Right.
LeBron. That takes weight off of him to allow him free roam. Now you went to the Celtics. Who was better than him? Nobody was better than him.
Nobody.
He had all the attention. These other guys were still trying to feel themselves out. They didn't go nowhere.
Yeah.
He got frustrated there, so he left. Now he went to the Nets. What happened in the Nets? What did they do in the Nets?
That was a debacle.
They brought in Durant.
Yes.
Harding.
Well, it was just him and KD.
Yes.
Him and KD. They were supposed to be running the show. And that didn't work. And that didn't work for one reason. And it's something that nobody likes to talk about, but it is the fatal flaw of Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant don't make you better.
No.
He needs to go play with good players because he needs to be who they are. He is not going to make you a better player. Nobody he's ever played with, do we know their names if they were not good players? He didn't make anybody. You know what I mean? So he went over there with Kyrie. That was a bad time for Kyrie. He was going through, I think he was doing, he really was trying to find a way to lead, find a way to become himself. The pandemic happens, and I think it didn't happen to me. Like, I don't get overwhelmed with fear and anxiety, but I know that it did happen to people. And I know it's kind of a funny thing to talk about now, but the pandemic did really put like mental stress on a lot of people. And I think it happened with him. And he started saying things and acting erratic and being erratic. And it just tanked his career, his legacy. That's a 7-year span, by the way, between Boston and New York and now to Dallas. That was 7 years. That is some people's career.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. How long has he played with Dallas?
This is his 2nd year, but he got traded in the middle of last year. So
think about this again. I'm going back to how how his brain works. LeBron, bigger than him. Mm-hmm. LeBron takes all the pressure, all the questions, even though Kyrie does, but he's able to free roam. Goes to the Nets, he needed to be the man. Then he gets another player, which you say, no doubt, is a great player, but the ego, who's kind of this baby, I want attention just like you type guy. It didn't work.
Yeah, because Kevin Durant don't take no pressure.
No.
He doesn't handle the pressure well himself.
Exactly. But now, where did he go? He went to Dallas.
Yes.
Which Dallas has a person, Luka, who is Dallas. Mm-hmm. Who they're going to talk. Yes, they're going to talk to Kyrie and Irving. But if you see it, they're talking to Luka. Luka's talking junk on the court. Luka's the one who's taking the pressure. What will you allow Irving to do? Free roam again. Mm-hmm. And look what he's doing. Yeah. That's the difference. You had that personality like Luka, that strong personality, that confident player, the player who really can make his own, who doesn't need Irving.
Right. And
that's it.
That's exactly right. And I'll tell you what, up until recently in these playoffs. The NBA, I don't know if it's the NBA or if it's Dallas, has done a masterful job on insulating Kyrie. He doesn't need to do these interviews. Nothing good comes from those interviews.
No, Luca talks.
Yeah, he doesn't do these. Yeah, listen, post game interview, go sit and just talk about today's game. That's great. These long form sit down interviews get you in trouble. Not get you as a player, but get him in trouble.
Yes.
Okay. There's certain people that you need to protect from themselves. And I think Dallas has done that better than any other franchise has with him. We're
Agreed.
going to go ahead and just let you play basketball, baby. And we're going to take all these responsibilities and we're going to put them over here in Luca because Luca doesn't feel them. Luca doesn't even know he's supposed to say certain things or not say certain things. Luca's just out there being Luca.
That's it.
You know, and nobody's trying to catch Luca in anything. Nobody's trying to set Luca up for anything. But because of his history, people are going to be doing that with Kyrie, and they took all those opportunities away. It was a very smart move by Mark Cuban. I have to give it to the man. When it comes to personnel moves like this, he's gotten this one right, and it's been pretty impressive.
Yeah, again, I think this is a team that if you think about it, who's their third star, really?
No, I mean, uh, uh,
You tell me.
Nas Reed is their third star.
Who the heck is that?
Yeah,
You see,
he's been
you
playing
see
well
what I
in
mean?
these. Yeah, yeah.
You look at this seven footer that they got center. They're playing against the Twin Towers. They're playing against the next Michael Jordan. That's a team with some players on it. And this is a guy, a 7-footer that was snuffing shots. And you go, who is this guy? Because he's playing with a guy that makes them better.
Yeah.
Luca is the star. Irving likes to be the underbelly. He wants to roam free. Hey man, you take all the Luca's. Listen, who you think Luca's not confident? MVP
Yeah.
winner. He's got it all. Dallas is a team that wow. You go, holy moly! How the heck did they get here?
It's impressive, and you know,
Shooting threes.
yeah, and really creating off that mid-range dribble, just keeping the dribble alive. They make more plays by just not stopping dribbling. Don't pick up and look for somebody to pass to. You do this, you're done. But just keep and dribble, keep on dribble. I go in, I go out, I back up, I turn around, I come right back. You know, I mean, these guys are amazing with that. I'll tell you this. What he has done in Dallas is what he couldn't do when he was with New York. And it was because Kevin Durant would not let him. Luka was not going to change his game. Luka plays one way. He had to find a way to play with Luka, not for Luka to play with him. And he has found that. When he was in New York, KD almost wanted him to be the man. He wanted Kyrie to be the main event, and everybody was looking at KD going, "No, we'll play off of you." And KD was looking at Kyrie going, "No, I'm going to play off of you because that's what he did best when he played in Golden State with Steph." So he was looking for that again, and Kyrie was going, "No, I'll play off of you. I can do that better." And that's why that never came together. Because then they brought in James Harden. And what James Harden go? No. You both play off of me. And they said, wait a minute, James, that's not what we brought you in here for. And he said, well, I'm out there. I don't know what you want from me. You know what I mean? So I think that the turnaround that Kyrie has made has been exceptional. It's been a hard thing to do. It's a very hard thing to, uh, you know, suppress your own greatness or however
Yeah,
you want to say it.
yeah,
You know,
stardom. Yeah, he's you right now. If you saw a team, Orlando Magic, they're going to give us. We would take,
yeah,
and I think we would do
be
be pretty
successful.
nasty.
Yeah,
Be pretty nasty. And as you said that with any team that Lakers would they take them? Of course, any team would take. And tell you the truth, Lakers would take them and probably or become a championship team. Pretty much automatic, I think.
yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, I'll tell
Because
you this too. What do you think about, because legacy is not only just the game. There's things outside the game. So he was dropped by Nike. He now got a shoe deal with a Japanese or Chinese company. I'm not sure the name, and he's dropping shoes with them. Um, he's not the face of anything that I can think of. Um, what do you think about? Sometimes that's better for guys.
yeah, I agree. I think he likes to be Mr. Almost Irrelevant. That's what he needs. And I think by being Mr. Almost Irrelevant, he's relevant.
Mm.
Right now, he's with the Dallas. He's not, you know, when you talk Dallas, you talk Luka.
Mhm.
You talk Lakers, you got Davis, but you talk LeBron. That's what he likes to be. And I think if he can continue just to go, I just want to play basketball and put up numbers, possibly get to they're playing tonight right now. It's the second heading, second quarter coming, it's almost to a close, but it's a tight game already. If they get to the championship game, his name starts getting up there again. And
Yeah,
he's okay with just being irrelevant. I think the biggest thing he can do for himself is just be quiet and play good basketball. And I think that's how he becomes relevant.
yeah, man. Sometimes you just do too much. You stretch yourself, and I, I can't. I can't imagine being 24 years old, coming off a championship team that I was just on with Kevin Love and LeBron James. And now I'm being unleashed. I'm a free agent. I'm going to Boston, Madison Square Garden. I mean, I'm going to Boston. I'm going to the Garden. I'm going to this iconic area, and I'm getting fed all these endorsements, all these opportunities that I never had before. I've got a movie. I got a movie that'll wear on you, man. Or it can definitely make you start believing what everybody else is telling you. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's not good. Sometimes being more controlled with what you do, say more no's than yeses, is what these guys need to do. Um,
Let me tell you this. I think of him more if I was to say, that Ron Artest, that Dennis Rodman, these players who, when they wanted to do too much, that's not what they're about. They
mm,
were all stars in their own right, but only all stars when you had other stars. They were a
mm,
star. They were never the star. And
mm.
if he is part of the stars, he does. I think he's happy. I think
I think so.
he's
I hope
good.
so.
I think he's good. But when he is the star and everybody's looking at him, I don't think he's happy. I think that's when you start hearing this stuff. You go, what is he talking about? He's not talking about basketball anymore.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I think the lights that is LeBron James in the NBA has messed a lot of guys up
Oh yeah.
because I've seen guys when they reach something that LeBron has, or when they get that championship, I see it in their eyes that they think the conversation about them is about to change. I see the Scottie Pippen in their eyes. And now I'm going to be recognized as the player I am. And when that doesn't happen, that can be a very humbling and crushing experience.
Listen,
I think
I agree with you. I think they go, I kind of look at it this way. Oh man, I got a chance to be, like a piece of meat, part of this sausage.
Mhm.
And they get put in and they put in the grinder and it comes out. Oh, look at this sausage. And then they taste and they go, that wasn't good. And they're out. LeBron is still there. KD is
Yeah.
always going to be there. You can't change
But
that consistency. But
yeah,
everybody else who comes in, they get spit out. Coaches, players,
but even
you
KD, if you want to see something happen, watch KD before he won MVP. When he won MVP in Oklahoma City, before he was MVP, he was a fun-loving guy. He was talk to the media and kid with the media. He was that young kid energy. After that MVP season, the next season, when he didn't, when they were still talking about LeBron, when they still didn't put him with LeBron, because remember, KD was there, but it was always LeBron and Melo first. LeBron, Melo, Wade. KD had to move his way in there. But when he got that MVP, I think he said, "Oh, I'm here." And I don't think that the accolades and the opportunities came as quick as he thought they were going to come, and that changed him. He's never been the same guy after that. I don't even he doesn't look like he's having fun out there. He doesn't want to talk to press. He doesn't I don't know. He's a weird introverted guy now. And you could be a weird introverted guy, that's fine. But that's not who you were. So something happened. And if I had to pinpoint it, the Mason Dixon line was when when he won the MVP, and it was supposed to be one of the heights of his career, and then he didn't get what he wanted afterwards. And that Oklahoma City situation crashed, and he had to get out of there. And then he said, I know what I'll do. I'll go winning more championships. I'm going to go win my championship so I can get that. And what happened? He went to Golden State, won the championships, and all we talked about was, yeah, but he had to go to Golden State to do it. Yeah, but Kyrie and that. Yeah, I mean, but Curry was there and Draymond was there, and he came into a fully formed team, and he went, I still didn't get what I wanted. I
yeah,
got what
I'm
I
not.
wanted. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
want. Yeah, this is not my team.
Yeah. I just didn't get the accolades. This is not how it's supposed to feel. I'm supposed to feel like he looks like he feels, pointing at LeBron. And it didn't work out that way. And I think Kyrie had the same thing happen to him.
Well,
I'm
let me
supposed
ask you
to
this:
leave.
Do you think KD, um, he's with Phoenix, and he's going to stay with Phoenix, or Phoenix is going to try to part ways with him and rebuild a little bit? They got three guys there that are taking a chunk of money.
Yeah, I understood the move of Kevin Durant to Phoenix. I did not understand the move of Bradley Beal to Phoenix. Um, I understand positionless basketball, but positionless basketball doesn't mean that people don't have a role. And it seems to me that there's a role that all three of those guys all want to do the same role. and that doesn't work. We can't all stand. We can't all want to shoot from this one spot. We all want to score from here. So when you're standing here, I'm standing over here like, well, I guess I'll give you the ball because you're in the spot to score. I want to be over there. Why don't you get out the way so I can go score from there? That doesn't work, man. They're not putting teams together. Look at what Dallas did. Dallas had a dynamic forward, right? Forward guard who's big body and a little bit slow and a little bit deceptive, right? Because Luka looks like you can catch him until you chase him. And then you go, I should be there now. I should be in front of him, but I can't quite get there. Oh, I should have been able to jump. Oh, he jumped a little higher than I thought he was going to jump. Luka's deceptive. So what'd they do? They brought a speed demon in. Kyrie is faster. So I brought a changeup. I've been giving you changeup the whole time, and now I'm throwing you a fastball with Kyrie. Kyrie doesn't really want to score. He can score from anywhere, and so can Luka. But they don't score in the same ways, and they don't score in the same spots. You know what I'm saying? They don't do the same things. They get the same results. They bring in the free agency 2 guys that were solid guys on bad teams. And those guys have responded because those guys are so happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here, boss. What do you pass me the open shot? Thank you, sir. Bang. Now let me just make that real quick. I'm going to make sure I make every one of these open shots because I'm only getting 10. Right? So that's what you need. They built a whole team. Phoenix, it looks like they got 3 really good ingredients and they threw it in a pot and they put the lid on it. And they said, 82 games, that should be a really good stew. See what I did? I used a food analogy like you did.
Yeah, I loved it. And you're right. They just threw, what they did is they threw, oh, that sounds good. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, that sounds good. I've used this a long time. And let's see what happens. And it's just not working. It's not working. And if you look at some of the teams that work, is because there's people in roles that work. And I think that's why people are also getting scared with teams like the Magic, because they know Magic are probably I call it 1.5 of moves of going, ooh, they got the recipe everyone wants.
Right.
Everybody wants.
And you think about, I don't understand. Sometimes it looks like teams, the general managers are going on all NBA list or all conference list or high scoring lists. And they go down the list and they go, okay, well, my player's here. This guy looks gettable. He's on this list. They're not looking for the diamonds in the rough. You know who looked for the diamonds in the rough? The Knicks when they got Brunson. Look how that worked. They said, I got a big guy in Randall. Right? I've got some younger
from the Lakers.
Players.
The Lakers got rid of him.
Right. I got some younger players, but I got a big guy. But I don't have anybody to feed him the ball where he wants to get the ball. So let me go ahead and get me a point guard who's a pure point guard that can score. And they went and got him one. And what happened? They said, oh, wait a minute. No, this thing is actually better than we thought it was going to be. Let's cultivate that. Who do you like playing with? The 2 other guys that you played with in college? Let's get those guys. You know what I'm saying? So that's how your general manager should be, not just looking at the top names, not doing what the Dallas Cowboys do. They only get free agents we know the names of. They never get a free agent that you go, like the Buffalo Bills, sometimes you go, who the heck is that guy? Who's Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer? Why were those the first 2 guys we get? And then they turn out to be great. That's how you have to do it in basketball. Basketball is a lot harder to do. But that's what your job is, to find that and also coach them up, you know. So
I
I
agree.
think it was an interesting discussion on Kyrie. I know we went a little all over the place, but I think he's got another, because he's 32, he's got another 4 years, 4 or 5 years, right? To solidify what his legacy is going to be. Just for some numbers' sake, right? Because I started to think, I said, man, 7 years of in my brain doing nothing. What is that going to look like? So I got some numbers. He's got 17,199 points. Okay. 4,100 assists and 2,900 rebounds. So, for perspective, I think that there's two other guys in NBA history or something like that with like 20,000 points and like, I don't know, it's like 5,000 assists and 5,000 rebounds. And it's like LeBron and Hamilton. Okay. So he can get himself to an era that, you you would ask me a couple of years ago, I would have said he's not going to make the Hall of Fame. He's got about 5 years to make it to the Hall of Fame.
I think Kyrie's going to be one of these guys that'll make it, but I think you're going to go, oh, he went in with LeBron, Kyrie, and someone else. You'll remember LeBron, but you'll go, what did Kyrie make it into the what year was that again? That's what's going to happen with Kyrie. But you know what? I have to say this. I think he found a home at Dallas. I think he'll be okay with that. And if he plays for another 3 years, he could, another 5 years, or like everybody says, until the big injury comes up that'll cut it short. But I think he's still a high caliber point guard.
Oh
When
yeah,
you look at the 10 years, you think of Walls, you think of Kimball Walker, you think of a lot of guards that you go, man, they came up and they were good. Rose, Derrick Rose,
Bradley
Paul,
Beal.
Beal. These guys are good. But when you talk about just somebody's like this,
Yeah,
that's Kyrie. He's just been like that. He's just been like that. And if he could do that for another 5 years, just like that, and you just hear him, man, he's just, for me, he could be considered one of the greater, point guards, great point guards that you talk about, but don't talk about that much. Again, because when you talk about great point guards, you can say this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. But there's some names that you don't bring, you don't just spit out,
right.
but they're
But
great point
I'll tell
guards.
you, he got these next 5 years, but he needs to not falter. He needs to not have a misstep. He needs to not go back to what he was doing at the end of Boston and in Brooklyn. He needs to keep this trajectory going, because if he goes back to that, I don't think that he'll make it into the Hall of Fame, and I don't think that he'll be remembered, because I don't think anybody will want to remember him.
I agree. I agree. With that said, John, we wrapping it up. But what we always want is people to tell us what they think. Tell us, do you think Kyrie's a great point guard? Do you think he's a great point guard that he's going to make the Hall of Fame? Do you think he's one to remember, or you just think he's just messed up and he's going to be in and out in a few years? Or do you think within the, let's say, 3, that it's possible Dallas pulls it off and wins a ring? Is that possible? But we want to know your point of view. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, give us your comments, your thoughts. The way I look at it is bring it on. Talk your junk, talk your smack. Tell us what you think. But the main thing is hit that thumbs up. Just tell us at least you like what we're saying. Guys, we appreciate it. We always, when we talk about sports, basketball, football, baseball, whatever, maybe a sport we don't know, but we love to just talk about sports. So friends, like always, John, what do we say?
Talk to a stranger about sports today.